戦域にいる全ての者の符に通達する。これよりこの地に第一次防衛線を築く。港に侵攻する全ての敵を排除し、鬼の存在は世に知れ。もはや我らが身を隠す理由はない。人目を気にせず鬼を撃て。
了解。
What it bit so far?
現時刻をもって横浜防衛作戦を発動する。市内の鬼を排除し防衛線を打ち上げろ。人の世は滅びの淵にある。救えるのはお前たち者の符だけだ。無駄死には許さん。一匹でも多く鬼を撃て。
本部より特務隊千里眼による索敵を開始。ガイドに多数の餓鬼を確認。殲滅し進路を確保せよ。
化け物。あんたら一体あの化け物は誰でもいい。助けてくれ。
外様の兵士か。今は助けられない。相手にするのだ。鬼の死骸は正気の苗床になる。捨ておくな。鬼払いで片付けろ。ガキの殲滅を確認。いいぞ、そのまま港まで制圧せよ。新手の出現を認め、ガキとは違って手強い。警戒せよ。玉振りの使用を推奨。御霊の力を借りて鬼を撃て。 V 破壊しなければ致命傷は与えられない。一点に集中攻撃して V 破壊せよ。
事な戦果だ。
敵の撃破を確認。見事だ。
全隊員に緊急通達。象の鼻付近強大な鬼が出現した。対象を死んだものと呼称せ、総力を挙げてこれを排除しよう。
聞いたの？象の鼻に急行せよ。新羅号の交戦を開始。全隊員援護せよ。間もなく味方が到着する。それまで持ちこたえよ。大型の鬼は生命力を内に隠している。V 破壊して敵の本体を引きずり出せ。鬼ちぎりの使用を推奨。一気に敵部位を破壊し攻勢をかける。新羅号の消失を確認。逃げた。
どうした？何があった？
軍師供養？いつの間に。
何の新羅号はどうした？
Alright, then.
この場から消えた。
Alright, my boy, good night.
下船な。圧倒的優位な状況でなぜ？
Alright, bet.
警戒を怠る。いずれにしろここを念は。
は、間もなく横。
よし、本体の到着までここを死守する。全員準備はいいな。救える命は救える。今はそれがせ、人の血はたとえどんな犠牲。なんだあれは。
あ？なんだこいつ。おい博士、妙なやつが倒れてるぜ。
帰るぞ。 そいつはお前がおぶってやれ。
俺かよ。たく面倒ごとばっか押し付けやがって。
おや、あなた様は。失礼。あまり。本日はどちらから？横浜。随分と遠い地でございます。ここはまほろばの里。長い長い旅をして来られたと見ての通り、ここは茶屋。私はクオン。この地で御霊の巫女を務めています。どうぞお見知りおきください。
よう、目覚めたか。体のしがない研究助手ってとこ森に倒れてたのを俺様が運んでやったんだ。お前名前は？俺は時津博士が取って
誰だ？私の研究所に勝手に入るな。お前は時継に聞いてきたか。また余計なことを言っていないといいが。動き回れるようなら心配はないな。私は博士。知らん名だな。お前は里の横浜？何か事情がありそうだな。詳しく話してみろ。横浜他に記憶がないのか。ここはまほろばの里。横浜からはるか西、出雲の国。直線距離で150里近い。やすやすと移動できる距離じゃない。それ以前に横浜は10年前に放棄された。もうあそこに人など10年前の大曲どきの戦だ。鬼に食い破られ異界に沈んだ。もしお前が横浜で戦っていたとすれば。
そいつの身元は分かったか。よう、また会ったな。 どうした？
どこ
な、
いき
どういう？
鬼の心配待ておわかわわ
鬼？
さっきかまだ実験段階だが何天才である私が作ったのだから問題はない
おいおい、嫌な予感。
あまり動くな手元が
本当に戦う気か？さっきまで倒れてたんだよ。無茶はすんなよ。
これでいいだろうよしよく似合ってるな使い方は実地で教える私の指示に従っと言っても初の実
お前どさくさに紛れて俺たちを実験台にするつもりだな。
あっはっは面白い冗談
ふざけんな。こんなもん無理。
言っておくが無理に外そうとするなよ爆発するぞ
そんなもん人の手につけんじゃねえ。
いいから黙って私に行くぞ鬼を撃つ危ないから来るなそういえば言っていなかったな私たちももののふ鬼を撃つ鬼だ行くぞ鬼を撃つ泣いて詫びても遅いぞ二人とも用意はいいな鬼の手の実証実験を始める左手に意識を集中しろ人の思念にこうして想像を具現化するそれが鬼の手の力だ巨大な手を頭に思い浮かべろそれを現実の世界に実体化させるんだ
無茶言うな。
ほういいぞあっさり具現化の壁を越えたなその手を使って鬼を倒せ手始めにガキを平らげるぞ
信じられねえ。どうなってんだ。
動きだ横浜で戦っていたというのは本当らしい
俺に言わせりゃまだまだひよっこだがな。
よしガキは片付けた次親玉が来るぞ
めんどくせえ。
博士助立ちします
紅月か最高の助っ人だ。
すまんなその一気に勝負を決めるぞ左手腹が弱点だ攻撃を集中して V を破壊して破壊した V は爆発非状態になるそこを狙えば本体に直接打撃を与えられる
いい動きですあなたは一体それが鬼の手ですか一体どうやっていけない今は戦いに集中しなくては
証実験終了。2人ともご苦労。実験成功だ。
あ、清美は俺が撃つ。
すばど
び
も
よくはわかりません。
どういうわけだ。普通御霊は御霊鬼あと神
ようやくこの絵のお出ましか。
じが
こちらのお方はあまりお見かけしませんが、外
私
では勉
あり
強
私も博士、
あ
最後に私はでは
さすが紅好き。誰かさんと違って優しいぜ。
鬼は何をしてる。早く軍師供養、それがお前のいた隊の指揮官か。
今ってなんだ。ジロジロ見てんじゃねえ。この体
から
そ
軍上中我々つまりお前は
仮にそれが本当だとして、なんだってそんな
鬼門そうお前鬼奴らが移動のわず
は
かゆどそしか自分のそのこれお前はここにいる。他のどこにもいない。私がそれを知っている。私を信じろ。私がここにいるようにお前もここにいると
どうなってんだ。おい博士、何か知ってるなら説明。
私にもわからんことかだが、こいつは本来ここにいない。この世界にとっては異物。それを弾こうとする力が働くのかもしれん。
なんだそりゃ。また別の
かもな。それかお前それだここで私の助手をしながらこの世界で生きてみろ。わっはっは。ただばた
やめとけ。骨の髄までしゃぶられるぞ。
じゃあこいつが消えるまで放置するか。
誰もそうは
決まり助手1号
だこいつ。
明日ようこ
記憶をなくしたか。あ、ね、鬼。
It has been theorized that there have been places and times on Earth where the ocean currents stopped. And when ocean currents stop, oxygen at the surface of the ocean never makes it to the bottom. So you can't sustain oxygen life forms at the bottom of the ocean. The ocean currents not only go from one place to another in the world, they circulate top to bottom. So if something happens on Earth where you stop the oceanic cycle, you can create a condition in the lower ocean where anaerobic life forms thrive. And if they thrive, they outgas. And one of their outgases is hydrogen sulfide. It will gurgle up from the bottom of the ocean, rise up near the shores, turning shorelines into the smell of cesspools. If you were alive at the time and didn't run away from that, you would have simply died from it. It has been theorized that there have been places and times on Earth where the ocean currents stop. And when ocean currents stop, oxygen at the surface of the ocean never makes it to the bottom. So you can't sustain oxygen life forms at the bottom of the ocean, because the ocean currents not only go from one place to another, they circulate top to bottom. So if something happens on Earth where you stop the oceanic cycles, you can create a condition in the lower ocean where anaerobic life forms thrive. And if they thrive, they outgas. And one of their outgases is hydrogen sulfide. It will gurgle up from the bottom of the ocean, rise up near the shores, turning shorelines into the smell of cesspools. If you were alive at the time and didn't run away from that, you would have simply died from it. It has been theorized that there have been places and times on Earth where the ocean currents stopped. And when ocean currents stop, oxygen at the surface of the ocean never makes it to the bottom. So you can't sustain oxygen life forms at the bottom of the ocean, because the ocean currents not only go from one place to another, they circulate top to bottom. So if something happens on Earth where you stop the oceanic cycles, you can create a condition in the lower ocean where anaerobic life forms thrive. And if they thrive, they outgas. And one of their outgases is hydrogen sulfide. It will gurgle up from the bottom of the ocean, rise up near the shores, turning shorelines into the smell of cesspools. If you were alive at the time and didn't run away from that, you would have simply died from it. It has been theorized that there have been places and times on Earth where the ocean currents stopped. And when ocean currents stop, oxygen at the surface of the ocean never makes it to the bottom. So you can't sustain oxygen life forms at the bottom of the ocean, because the ocean currents not only go from one place to another, they circulate top to bottom. So if something happens on Earth where you stop the oceanic cycles, you can create a condition in the lower ocean where anaerobic life forms thrive. And if they thrive, they outgas. And one of their outgases is hydrogen sulfide. It will gurgle up from the bottom of the ocean, rise up near the shores, turning shorelines into the smell of cesspools. If you were alive at the time and didn't run away from that, you would have died. It has been theorized that there have been places and times on Earth where the ocean currents stopped. And when ocean currents stop, oxygen at the surface of the ocean never makes it to the bottom. So you can't sustain oxygen life forms at the bottom of the ocean, because the ocean currents not only go from one place to another, they circulate top to bottom. So if something happens on Earth where you stop the oceanic cycles, you can create a condition in the lower ocean where anaerobic life forms thrive. And if they thrive, they outgas. And one of their outgases is hydrogen sulfide. It will gurgle up from the bottom of the ocean, rise up near the shores, turning shorelines into the smell of cesspools. If you were alive at the time and didn't run away from that, you would have simply died. It has been theorized that there have been places and times on Earth where the ocean currents stop. And when ocean currents stop, oxygen at the surface of the ocean never makes it to the bottom. So you can't sustain life forms at the bottom of the ocean, because the ocean currents not only go from one place to another in the world, they circulate.
それがどなたの御霊かお分かりですか?
Top to bottom. So if something happens on Earth where you stop the oceanic cycles, you can create a condition in the lower ocean where anaerobic life forms thrive. And if they thrive, they
pull out the block.
That was before.
Before he never said, Mother don't get money. Mother was a dirty person in Chicago. Everybody. He's talking about fighting.
Oh, shit.
I think you thinking about money. I don't think Buddha said nothing about money. Y'all let me know in the comments if you said something about getting money.
I swear on my granny, I promise you, he said something about getting some money.
If he said something about getting money, let me know. You pull out the block.
That was before.
Before he never said, why don't get money?
He had a buddy that had gone bass fishing. Him and his dad had gone bass fishing. They're in the wee hours of the morning. It's right as the sun's coming up. They're making their way around. He said, we got the trolling motor in. He said, I'm at the back of the boat. Dad's at the front of the boat. And we're just cruising around with these reeds, just pitching and flipping up into it. He said, at one point, Dad goes, what's that? 20 foot from the boat. He said, he sees something dark crouched over. They thought it was a pig at first, right by the edge of the water. He said, this thing looks up at him, stands up. They're 30 foot from it at this point. Turns, takes 2 steps and is behind the tree, and then leans out from behind the tree and starts looking at it. And they are both looking right at it. And they said this thing looked like a jet black, dirty, giant monkey man that stood up from the water's edge and walked in. They popped the motor back up, turned around, and just left. He proceeded within the year to sell all of his fishing gear, all of his hunting gear, and he never went back in the woods again. He died 7 years later of cancer, and that man swore to it until the day he died. He had a buddy that had gone bass fishing, him and his dad.
Who made this beat? They had to be freaky as hell. Like, this an NLE chopper beat. Freaky as hell. Bro. What about the op there? A whole bunch of dead niggas. Pull up outside, I be aiming at. This the same Glock top guy hitting the head. I can tell how he shooting. The little nigga scared, willing what a op did. Got my gun in the. If you hang with the ops, you gon' die. Just bet with me. Beat up his rap. I came right there with me. Think with a dig, now he duck. 10 milli. They got me shorty black, I made it. Damn, see, I forgot that shit, bro. I can't do this shit. Who made this beat? They had to be freaky as hell. Like, this an NLE chopper beat. Freaky as hell. Bro. What about the op there? A whole bunch of dead niggas. Pull up outside, I be aiming at. This the same Glock top guy hitting the head. I can tell how he shooting. The little nigga scared, willing what a op did. Got my gun in the. If you hang with the ops, you gon' die. Just bet with me. Beat up his rap. I came right there with me. Think with a dig, now he duck. 10 milli. They got me shorty.
Rich homie. No, we don't have no problem. Like, I don't think we can be like how we used to be. Right. He already did. He already just did some bullshit. He already know my heart. So it's like, I'm too pure. So once you do that, it's like, no, I forgive. I always forgive. If I.
It hurts so bad trying to get close to it. Dude, it hurts so bad. Because you know me, like, forward, head movement, get close, punch, take you down. But this dude be stepping back, kneeing me. And then I'll be like, okay, so I need to stop going forward. So now I'm at range, and he blasts body kick, and then body kick. So now you're like, I'm not going to stay on the end of these body kicks because they hurt. So then you get close, and he knees you. But that knee just, boom, right in the rib. Every time, boom, right in the rib. And then every now and again, they catch you right in the middle. That hurts bad, man. It hurts so bad trying to get close to it. Dude, it hurts so bad. Because you know me, like, forward, head movement, get close, punch, take you down. But this dude be stepping back, kneeing me. And then I'll be like, okay, so I need to stop going forward. So now I'm at range, and he blasts body kick, and then body kick. So now you're like, I'm not going to stay on the end of these body kicks because they hurt. So then you get close, and he knees you. But that knee just, boom, right in the rib. Every time, boom, right in the rib. And then every now and again, they catch you right in the middle. That hurts bad, man. It hurts so bad trying to get close to it. Dude, it hurts so bad. Because you know me, like, forward, head movement. Stop, man. Dude.
Appreciate you, buddy. Always. Thank you. Stop. Appreciate you, buddy. Always. Thank you. Stop. Appreciate you, buddy. Always. Thank you. Stop.
Some paperwork came out that's saying that Lil Jeff would have been locked up. Well, he was being investigated by the feds for drugs and crimes that he's been committing. You know, they've been beating cases, you know, like.
What do you think about Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, getting Record of the Year? I don't care nothing about that shit. No, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm all the best to it, man. Okay, cool. I don't do that bullshit. I feel you, man. I feel you. Okay. What do you think about Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, getting Record of the Year? I don't care nothing about that shit. No, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm all the best to it, man. Okay, cool. I don't do that bullshit. I feel you, man. I feel you. Okay. What do you think about Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, getting Record of the Year? I don't care nothing about that shit. No, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm all the best to it, man. Okay, cool. I don't do that bullshit. I feel you, man. I feel you. Okay. What do you think about Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, getting Record of the Year? I don't care nothing about that shit. No, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm all the best to it, man. Okay, cool. I don't do that bullshit. I feel you, man. I feel you. Okay. What do you think about Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, getting Record of the Year? I don't care nothing about that shit. No, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm all the best to it, man. Okay, cool. I don't do that bullshit. I feel you, man. I feel you. Okay. What do you think about Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us, getting Record of the Year? I don't care nothing about that shit. No.
Short man syndrome activated.
I mean, you had a short, I think you were with Dipset, a little signing. Did you really sign with them, or was that like, a camera on it? Because you used to have like Dipset shirts.
I had easy with that little. Yeah, I have no track record of anything like that.
Oh, wow.
So, I want to hear what's fit. I want to see you punch him.
Short man syndrome activated.
I mean, you had a short, I think you were with Dipset, a little signing. Did you really sign with them, or was that like, a camera on it? Because you used to have like Dipset shirts.
I had easy with that little. Yeah, I have no track record of anything like that.
Oh, wow.
So, I want to hear what's fit. I want to see you punch him.
Short man syndrome activated.
I mean, you had a short, I think you were with Dipset, a little signing. Did you really sign with them, or was that like, a camera on it? Because you used to have like Dipset shirts.
I had easy with that little.
Yeah, I have no track record of anything like that.
Oh, wow.
So I want to watch fit. I want to see you punch him.
Short man syndrome activated.
I mean, you had...
I'm over talking snitch. I'm over talking snitch. Oh, yes, snitch. Yes, snitch, Dean. Yes, you snitch. Yeah, don't call him no lawsuit. Call that snitch. That's different. That's different. Yeah, because she the reason why he in jail.
Well, is it? Okay, but these are different cases.
No, it's just P. Diddy. Before the lawsuit, what happened first? The lawsuit, then the case. Mama Duck. Lawsuit, case. I'm playing on me. You gotta put it together. Why you in a vlog if you ain't putting it together? What you be doing? Just interviewing. I'm over talking snitch.
Rounds, kickboxing. Oh shit. Damn, that's kind of gangster. That's gangster. I mean, if you're that much more advanced, he just stands there and nasal breathes. Oh, that's gangster. I've never seen that one before. That's pill. Rounds, kickboxing. Oh shit. Damn, that's kind of gangster. That's gangster. I mean, if you're that much more advanced, he just stands there and nasal breathes. Oh, that's gangster. I've never seen that one before. That's pill. Rounds, kickboxing. Oh shit. Damn, that's kind of gangster. That's gangster. I mean, if you're that much more advanced, he just stands there and nasal breathes. Oh, that's gangster. I've never seen that one before. That's pill. Rounds, kickboxing. Oh shit.
I be making music on stream. I don't know if you ever seen it. Like, I be making music with like mad artists. I think we should definitely do that. Like, down the line, you got a lot of things. I be making music on stream. I don't know if you ever seen it. Like,
saving money is. I be making
rounds, kickboxing.
You play Marvel Strike Force? You're not. Alright, best villain in the game. Go.
Oh, maybe Magneto? He manipulates and blinds his opponents so all their attacks just miss.
What? Magneto's a chump. Just send in Captain America. He can inspire his allies to clear any debuffs like blind. Then his Reaper team can pummel Magneto. Or America. Or Quicksilver can take him out before he gets a chance to blind anyone in the first place. Exactly. Okay, now, Hela, that's a real villain. With her, Iron Man and Juggernaut zombies are unkillable. She just brings them back from the dead. Spooky.
No, not against the New Warriors. You see, Deathpool's ultimate, it stops revive. So when she kills the zombies, they stay dead.
Less spooky.
You know who's actually OP? Dr. Doom. He summons an army of Doombots, blows them up all at once, takes out your entire squad.
Yeah, but Icarus uses those bots against him.
What do you do, Flight Crew? FTC. Flight T-Stand. I know about flight, but you can call me FTC. We got some fresh, so clean educationalists. Now, the last time we reacted to Echoes, I believe we did the comparisons of the most painful unalive moments by certain people. You guys mess with it. This time, man, we have comparisons of the most painful punishments, bro. Believe it or not, bro, all the way back in the days, like 1320 BC, 320 BC, right? I think it would do public, you know what I'm saying, like crazy.
This kind of suffering get the so-called Tkfromdalakes for. Wasn't one of its sides is pushing against your sternum, and the other against your chin. At first, you tried to keep your head up to lessen the pain, but you couldn't stay like this for long. The so-called Tkfromdalakes for wasn't deadly, but made the victim suffer the tiniest move. However, on the scale of pain based on scientific research, this kind of suffering gets only 27 points out of 140.
What? What's worse than that?
You'll find out about the worst kind of torture in the history of humankind. So, your discretion is advised. You have at least a few times in your life been subjected to one of the less obvious kinds of torture. It's just that the executioner wasn't persistent enough with tickling you. In ancient China, this was the primary method of punishing delinquents from noble families, since tickles didn't leave any traces of torture on the body. The victim was able to recover quite fast if the procedure didn't go too far, of course. In European countries, goats were employed as a torture device. The culprit was tied up, and salty water was poured on their feet to make the animal lick them. What's so bad about that, you might ask? It's just that there's an incredible number of nerve endings in the feet, and the goat's rough tongue would irritate them quite a lot. So, after a few hours, the tickling starts inducing not just laughter.
Bro, I'm sorry. Like, why does that just sound freaky as hell, bro? You're using another animal's tongue to lick your feet for torture? Like, yo, that's kind of crazy, bro.
But also,
Bro, what's
contractions. You lose virtually all control over your body, which causes extreme stress, anxiety, and exhaustion. Moreover, the nerve endings responsible for reacting to tickles also signalize pain. It's just that if we're being tickled for fun, and for a short time, our reaction to stress doesn't go beyond laughter and light sensations in the body. However, it's done for hours. This causes the nervous system such overload that the lightest touch causes unbearable physical pain. Now imagine that it's not your feet being tickled, it's your private parts. In India, the interrogation of criminals was accompanied by placing a small bug on the culprit's genitals and covering the insect with a walnut shell so that it didn't escape. The constant irritation of super-sensitive areas caused by the bug's movements made the torture unbearable very quickly, and the executioners got any confession they wanted. Eventually, tickle torture would result in death by asphyxiation if the victim developed a throat spasm caused by uncontrollable laughter.
Bro, what? Bro, I was just today now finding out, bro, you can literally be unalive by getting tickled too much, bro. What? Bro, that's kind of crazy.
Other possible outcomes were cardiac arrest or a brain aneurysm provoked by serious stress. Yet on the pain scale, tickle torture got only 32 points since the suffering it brought was mostly psychological. This is very similar to the next kind of torture, the Chinese water torture. At first, the person was immobilized, and then cold water would slowly drip onto their face or head. Gradually, the constant skin irritation caused by the drops and splashes would make the nervous system hypersensitive. The inability to move and the wait for the next drop would literally start driving the person insane. Maybe you've even seen this torture in movies. Here's the paradox though. There's no proof that it was ever used in China. This kind of torture was first described by an Italian lawyer on the cusp of the 16th century. In the mid-18th century, German and French doctors attempted to use this method to cure mental disorders. Moreover, the very term Chinese water torture came into active use owing to a trick by the legendary Harry Houdini. So, does the water drop torture actually work? Since it can look harmless at first glance, a few bloggers have dared to try it out themselves. The water drop torture was also tested by the Mythbusters. All participants knew they were actually perfectly safe and could be freed at any moment. Yet everyone went through a hellish experience. At first, the experimenters suffered from cold, thirst, psychological tension, and physical discomfort. Then their entire bodies started aching, and breathing problems arose. It all ended in a panic and desperate pleas to be released. That is the worst. In addition, after this episode, the Mythbusters received...
I say that's like more awkward if anything. Like, bro, just a drop of water. Bro, like, I feel like it'll be anybody's pet peeve. Like, if I just see anything like a faucet dripping and stuff like that, I want that fixed ASAP. So just imagine you're just sitting there watching it drop.
Right, y'all, welcome back to Commodore's channel. General, remarkable, for lack of a better term. And, you know, kind of what it's a hand-to-hand combat into Ukraine and, you know, kind of what it's resulting in now. A lot of people are kind of like, it's opened their eyes, it's opened their perspective. And a lot of people seem to be thinking a lot more in depth as to what it really meant for this war to be happening and what it meant for both sides. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get into it. And of course, let me know your thoughts as we're kind of commenting on everything, because there certainly are a lot of talking points and I'm not necessarily going to hit all of them just in my kind of commentary. Watching this building here, you can kind of see again, like unless somebody's like really kind of poking out the window, you can kind of see it's all dark. You have a lot of shadows, which is why like snipers and stuff will usually place themselves like further into the building. So you can't really see a whole lot as you're approaching it. And again, just kind of going through this threshold here, one, it's not going to be easy because of the, you know, all the rubble and stuff on the ground. So you kind of just have to watch your footing. But just approaching all of this, once you get through here, it opens up so many different danger areas. So you're kind of just trying to take in everything at once. It's a lot for your mind to process. And realistically, you're not going to process all. Honest, I've looked up a lot of comments and some rounds here. But he's still firing back. He's firing at the window where, the rounds were perceived to have come from. Okay, so yeah, he is hit. Now we're talking about hand-to-hand combat. Like, you're going to be exhausted moving into hand-to-hand combat. Just moving through any sort of environment like this, it's going to be physically taxing. But with the adrenaline already, just being in combat, you're already going to be huffing and puffing like pretty significantly. But to get wounded at that point, so now you're not just fighting like the actual physical exhaustion and like kind of the adrenaline dump, you're fighting an actual wound that you have already sustained, which, somebody could potentially use that to their advantage against you. But again, you're fighting that at this point. You don't necessarily have all the same kind of like biomechanical advantages that you would have. Say if you got hit in the shoulder, your entire arm is essentially out of play. And certain things are going to be much more difficult, if not impossible, like wrapping your arm around somebody. So I'm not exactly sure where he was hit at this point. But again, it's a crappy thing to get wounded and then have to go into hand-to-hand combat. But that just goes to show like the amount of adrenaline and how much it really, when you're fighting for your life, I mean, that's it. You're going to give everything that you have. And it's just insane to see the amount of exertion that we still see, in this hand-to-hand combat. Okay, so I know I'm not trying to pause it too much, but again, there's a lot of things to look at. So he has a grenade, and he's opting to quickly move up to the building to just kind of throw the grenade in there, and that would essentially, remove all of his problems, if there's somebody inside who's attacking him. But there's a lot of danger in approaching a building, especially that you're just taking fire from, with your grenade, especially approaching it from the same direction that you were previously, because, he could potentially be getting shot at right now. But in this case, it's significantly worse because now the attacker, I guess the defender, comes outside of the building. And because we saw him put his weapon down, now he can't react to that. And because he doesn't have like a buddy who's kind of providing cover, this is where everything kind of goes down. So he saw him coming. You can kind of hear his reaction. He saw him coming, and he did a great job of kind of just putting himself close to the wall. And, we have the defender who, if they kind of stepped back a little bit, just kind of like back here and kind of like went around the wall, it would have been harder for the Ukrainian to quickly grab his muzzle and kind of react to that. Essentially, he would have had to just run around the other side of the building. But because that muzzle is there, then you have the Ukrainian reacting to it, which is why a lot of times when you're talking about like CQB training, you don't want kind of, if you're going into a room, you want to kind of have your muzzle driving the corner already. So if there is somebody in the corner, they can't grab your muzzle like that. And we can see he does a great job of just quickly taking advantage of this. As he's already, the dude is already firing. So, again, like they immediately fall to the ground because at this point he's just trying to make sure that this guy can't point the AK at him or his rifle at him. He's trying to get that out of play, so he's trying to control that. And then with all we have here, it's hard. Again, it's hard to maintain your footing when the ground looks like this. So they end up falling. It looks like you have the Ukrainian kind of on his back with the Russian essentially like between his legs almost, which is an advantageous position for the Ukrainian. However, we see a knife coming out very quickly. Which, defending from a knife, it sucks. A lot of times you'll see a lot of people, usually with like the bullshito, as they say, you'll see a lot of people who have these like end all be all, like fix any sort of problem. Somebody has a knife at you, they can disarm it super easy within like fraction of a second. That's not the case. And if you talk to anybody who's, especially like someone who has been in an environment like that, especially someone who is in like a kind of like a crime-ridden area, who grew up in a crime-ridden area, or certain like police officers, or even people who do like Krav Maga, there's certain things that you kind of understand that when you're fighting against a knife, it's not fine motor skills. All the fine motor skill nonsense goes out the window almost immediately. You're not going to be like quickly grabbing wrist and doing all these things, because when somebody's using a knife, they're going to be using it in a multitude of ways. I mean, just looking at this, when you're doing knife training, you're never training where the person is like between your legs and they start basically stabbing back at you. So it's not a lot of fine motor skills at that point. It's basically just trying to control their hand to keep the knife from going towards you. It is using as many like big things like your arm, just using it to keep it from hitting everything that's important. So like kind of like your head, your neck. But of course, in that process, your hands are absolutely going to get cut up. Your forearms are going to get cut up, and it sucks. And if you ever just even like cut yourself, it sucks. A laceration hurts a lot. When you're talking about something like this, of course, the adrenaline is really helping you. But if your hands start getting cut up, that's going to wear on you, and then you can't even like grab something. It's like there's not a whole lot of fight left in you that you can do with your hands. So you're just trying to use everything that you can. And it's such a, just watching it happen, I think it's what's so brutal, is you just kind of see the ability to fight that gets harder and harder because he's sustaining these cuts, especially when you start seeing the cuts on the hands, or the bites. So he's trying to control his legs. Again, they're fighting for the knife, and then Ukrainian gets the knife. But like, again, the switching of the hands, moving to a non-dominant hand, and the Russian actually ends up grabbing the blade of the knife, which, I mean, do what you need to do. I mean, if you're taking cuts, you're going to start grabbing whatever you can to stop those cuts. And if you happen to just grab the blade,